My name is Felipe Agredano. I'm a theologian and a former elected officer to the school board, and I'm openly gay. I first knew that I was different when I was 8 years old. Hearing name calling in the yard, out in the school ground, that's where I heard negative associations like gay, sissy, fag. But I knew I was different. I knew that I felt different. I didn't know what that was. Years later, when I was 11, 12, growing up in an apostolic Pentecostal household, I then learned that being different, being anything outside of straight was, being specifically gay or homosexual, that meant you would be condemned forever, for an eternity, into a living lake of fire. I was an undergraduate at UC Berkeley, and this was the first opportunity I was away from home, away from my family, away from my local church, where I could have these conversations with myself, with God, about why I even believed in this, who I was. And I was half an hour away from San Francisco, but not one time did I have the courage, the audacity to venture out into the unknown world. My conversation was between myself and God and my church. It wasn't until years later in graduate school that I then allowed myself to have that conversation about my sexuality, who I was as a whole, complete person. And that was at Harvard Divinity School. That was surrounded by Latinos, Latinas, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, from Texas, from Chicago, Dominicans, and other Pentecostals, a lot of Catholics, of course, but where they loved me for who I was. That's what really, I think, encouraged me for my friends, that if I were to come out, the earth would not swallow me, that I would be loved and accepted by my community of Latinos, Latinas, regardless. And it was being the first Mexican-American gay running for a school board among my peers was very important. And I think my courage to do so, ironically, came from my social justice embedded in the years of my church, my being apostolic, being Pentecostal, and believing that there has to be social justice. There's no question about it. After spending my years studying theology, after getting to know the mind, the conscience, the thinking of God, I thought, if God with us, who could be against us? And it was from that I drew my strength from the power of the heroes, Martin Luther King, Cesar Chavez, Mother Teresa, Dolores Huerta, that you have to stand courageously, you have to stand boldly, and you have to stand. I just always knew that familia was part of the coming out process. That's what the coming out process was, and it was patience, and it was understanding, and it was loving, and there was not all this drama you see or that you expect or you read about. I'm not sure if they do this in novelas or maybe American novelas, but it was about family, and it was about coming out to my mom and dad. My brother and my sister, they're like peers. We all grew up together. They were easy. It wasn't. They loved me. There was never all this drama. There was no name calling or running away or hiding. It was beautiful, patient, caring, loving familia.
Hola.